Welcome, everyone. This is Barbara Joseph coming to you from Central Maine, and I'm delighted to be able to share with you something that I and a group of good-minded, like-minded, purpose-driven people have found that is a fabulous way to live our lives. It's called Life in Balance with Active Wellness, and it's about ways that we can live healthy, fit, and active with increased vitality and energy. And the beautiful thing is when a career and a passion can come together, and that's what's happened here. So tonight, Lori Jones from South Carolina and Suzanne Steele from New Hampshire, and I will be doing a PowerPoint presentation, and then we are joined by Bob Gruber, who is going to be our guest speaker. So how to live this life, discover it, live it, and share it. We've also found that people are looking for a model to have healthier finances as well as healthier physical and mental balance. And there's a really great gig economy that we are going to introduce you to. And as you probably already noticed, we are a group of people who collaborate. We're entrepreneurs, so we have our own business, but we work together in cooperation. And you know, people really are looking for something like this, to have a purpose, to have something to be passionate about, and to work together. Because when you work together, a small group of people can actually make a huge impact in the world. And that is what we are interested in doing. We have a lot of demands in our life in this day and age. We're always juggling. Where's our time going to go? Family, career. Do we have enough time for our personal interests? And it can be extremely challenging, and it can lead to a lot of stress. And what happens when people begin getting stressed out is there's usually anxiety, lack of sleep, which then can diminish the immune system and really become a slippery slope for one's health. Now, I adore that we have technology and we can all be together in the comfort of our home on our computers. Cell phones and computers emit frequencies that are opposite what our natural magnetic field is, and they can also deplete our energy. And then we have the environmental challenges. I know everybody's familiar with the toxins and pollutants in our drinking water, that our outdoor air is polluted. And you know, I just met someone the other day, and she was not aware that indoor air is more polluted than outdoor air. They say that it's 100 times more toxic. And of course, we do spend a fair amount of time inside. So what happens is there's a little bit of toxins here, some lifestyle challenges here, and after a while it becomes what we call a body burden. And there's some chronic conditions that arise that unfortunately are pretty common these days. ADD, ADHD, Alzheimer's, autism, asthma, stroke, cancer, heart disease, fibromyalgia. And what is really frightening is that it's not just elder people, that it's younger and younger people and children. So the question we all ask is, what would it feel like if you could be happier, healthier, and live a longer, more fulfilling, rewarding life? Well, we've discovered something, and it's called self-care. It's basics and it's simple. It's an active process, and it's a way where people can become more aware and make choices that are going to help them be healthier by choice and not by chance. And you know, it's really easy, because if it's not easy, nobody's going to do it. And it's about getting the good things in that are going to nourish us and keeping out the bad and flushing out the bad. And bad just means those things that do not support good health. So it's all about lifestyle, and every day we have the ability to make choices. And if we choose things that support us mentally, physically, relationships, financially, we are going to be fit and at the top of our game, something we call a human being more, and it feels fabulous. I know we've all felt it at one time or another, but what if it could be more frequently? The other option is to be a human under stress, not eating well, thinking negative thoughts, feeling overwhelmed and burdened. So we have all found something that we call the Nikken Advantage. Nikken is a Japanese health research institute, and Mr. Isama Masuda founded it in 1975, and that's 42 years ago. And he founded it on the premise of everybody deserves to be healthy and have balance in 5 key areas. And he founded it with one product, which is a magnetic insole that launched the company, to be the fastest growing company in the history of Japan. And they won awards for that. They actually still hold today. That's pretty phenomenal. So what would it be like to be healthy and physically fit and not have the discomforts that a lot of people take for granted? What if your mind was active and engaged and your family had quality time, that your finances were healthy and comfortable so that you could do what you liked over and beyond the paying of the bills, and that you were able to have the time, energy, and finances to contribute to your community? So, Nikken is a total, complete self-care company. As far as we know, we're the only one in the world. Everything is based on research and development, scientifically proven. And our success of millions of customers and billions of sales is all by word of mouth, way before the internet. So, of course, now we have even more avenues to reach out to people. And the company is all about protecting our environment and studying what is essential for good health, what is essential for life. And these are things that are pretty basic, but given our lifestyle and chemicals and toxins and electromagnetic fields, we've gotten out of balance. But what if we could live with the natural energy of the sun, warm and comforting, and the air that's refreshing and vital, and the magnetic field of the earth that kind of pulses and keeps us stable and balanced? And you can see that we have the exact same replication of magnetic field as the earth. Well, it's kind of hard to do that because we can't live outdoors in nature right now, just the lifestyle that we choose. But what if we could wear, sit, live with, sleep in products that replicate nature, that help people make sustainable changes to improve their life? And we have an acronym that gives a description of our product line. And Suzanne is going to join me and begin sharing some stories of her experiences with the air filtration.
Yes, so instead of having our lungs be the first filter, these are 2 options that I've been able to utilize for years now. The smaller unit is great for a small room or office, but my one great story I have is we had to do a round trip from New Hampshire to New York and back in a single day. Very stressful trip in and of itself, but I had that in my car. And I noticed that I was able to sustain a good focus, good energy with that, 9+ hour trip. So that is something that's really wonderful about this little air unit. And for the larger air system, I have an indoor cat, and she loves to sit behind the chair where the air is blowing out and giving that good energized air. So that's my first indication that this is good air for cats, for humans, and I just feel wonderful when it's on, and when it's off, I notice a change.
Wonderful. And when people come to my home, they always are so surprised because they don't hear it, but they notice the difference. So Lori, can you join us now and share something about water?
Yes, thanks, Barbara. Water is, well, it makes 70% up of our bodies, and it's really important to drink half your weight in ounces a day, and even more if you're out in the heat, like I was yesterday. And I was outdoors all day in South Carolina yesterday, but I was drinking this water in between, and it was just like so refreshing. And it helped me sustain working. I'm a 50-year-old, and I'm putting up 70-pound canoes on a rack and kayaks, and I was refreshed, and I was able to get through the day. And then I came home and showered in our PyMag microjet power system, and it was fantastic. And so on the go, the water bottle is fantastic too.
Great. We all want to get the very best into our system, and this experiment with the sweet potato shows that so beautifully. It's tap water, reverse osmosis, well water, and PIMAG, and it's very noticeable, the dense root system and all of the foliage. So I think we'd all like to have that level of nourishment just from drinking water.
And so nutrition. This picture shows that we have a lot of different systems in our bodies that have different needs. So we have different solutions for those different needs. Our core is right in the center, and then you see these other particular areas that you might need some help in, for instance, skeletal system or immune support. It depends on the person. So there we are. There's the slide that has pictures of the various products that we have. I love the immune support, which is on the right-hand side. This is a product that I've been taking for about, I think, 12 years at least. And I know that when I travel, before I get into a plane or I'm around other people that might have colds, I up the ante in this immune support product. And the other one on the extreme other side, which is our jade greenzymes. This is a product that's young barley grass. And for me, it helps me focus. It's good food for the body. And it's very alkalizing. So people who have some challenges and are not balanced in what they eat, this really supports them every day. And I give it to my cat too.
You know, we have so many options, we can't go through them all, but hopefully people will just be interested enough to get all the information.
And, you know, Lori said she showers with the shower system, and our skin is the largest organ. So the kind of products that we use on our skin are also critical. And this is a whole line that's great for men and women. Wonderful products to help nourish the skin. And we also have hair care, because most of us have hair that we like to take care of. Some have less than others, but we want to keep that scalp balanced as well.
It feels fabulous. It feels very fresh and revitalizing.
And then, of course, everyone needs energy. We're always on the go. And the first product I ever got was a pair of insoles. You see the Kenko M strides there. I could not believe what it did for me. I just had more energy. I had some chronic issues in my left leg, and within 30 minutes, it was gone. And I also wear a wristband, and I just can't say enough about it, because I just feel better. I also met a man yesterday who used to jump out of planes, and he said his back was having an issue. And I said, oh, well, mine would be, but I have this. And, you know, this is amazing. It's the Kenko MagFlex up on the right side. And it just helps me, it just eases my body, and it helps my body to heal itself. I really appreciate that product.
And it's so wonderful that we can have these for ourselves for prevention and recovery, but what an honor to share with others so that they can have those results.
Rest is really our core. You know, if we don't get good quality sleep, I liken it to if you have a cell phone, most likely you're plugging it in at night, or else it won't last very long. So this is the way we plug ourselves in at night. And all of these products here on this page are designed to help give you good quality sleep. And this was the first product that really changed my life. Sleeping in this system, in about 7 days, I was able to move better after having a car accident 3 years prior and hurting all the time. So these products have just changed my life and thousands of people around the globe.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to continue with the income here. So people may have some challenges with their physical health, but a lot of people have some challenges with their financial health as well. They may have problems because of a lot of excess education expenses, or they may be looking at retirement coming too quickly and they don't have enough saved. And these other things that you see on the screen, whether it be taxes or just the cost of living constantly going up. And the world is changing. There is no job security. The other part of my more recent story is that after 29 years, my company decided they didn't need me anymore. Fortunately, though, I did have something going on the side. And the beauty is that, well, not the beauty, people are changing careers, and a lot of people cannot afford to retire, so they keep these jobs that they really don't like. But what if you could have a job or a way to make income that you loved? And this is what's starting out there is called the gig economy. It's something that I've been doing for 21 years. I had this little side gig, like the musicians, called Nikken. And when I was told that I didn't have a job anymore, I had another source of income already in place. And it says that over 40% of American workers will be doing this in some way, shape, or form by the year 2020. So the beauty is Nikken really is an advantage. As Barbara said earlier, it's the only total wellness company on the planet. Lori shared these stories that help her stay healthy, active, stay well, and you're able to do this by helping other people. We have a perfect gig because we have a plan that's already out there. It's turnkey with low risk, and you have a group of people who are there ready to mentor and help you. So we are these Nikken entrepreneurs. Barbara mentioned at the beginning about having a collaborative group of people. Most of us do not benefit financially from each other, but we work together for the common good of all. And it is all about making a real difference, helping other people.
You know, I had a practice in the energy healing, a profession for 20 plus years, and I was helping people and I adored and loved that. Yet my introduction to Nikken was quite profound given a chronic injury with some of the magnetic technology. And I loved that I had a group of people to work with, that I wasn't a sole proprietor anymore, and that I also had some multiple sources of income, and that even though we are a group of diverse people, we are like-minded in the way of wanting to make change, help others, and we're purpose-driven, and there's something just so exciting and extraordinary about that. So our question to all of you is, you know, what are you doing with your life? And are you getting where you want to go in these key areas, your health, you know, your community, your finances? Every day we can make choices. We can plant new seeds and we can nurture any part of ourselves. Some people will choose that they don't need to do anything at this time because it's always about timing, but some people might be interested in taking more ownership of their health and being more active and fit and well. And if that's true, they can just very easily become a customer. You have a whole group of people who are here to help you with your questions, strategies. You have online resources and extremely incredible supply of wellness products and great pricing and discounts. And the next step from there is as you get your results, you may very, like us, find that you want to help other people because you know somebody else who could benefit. And when you do that, you have that excellent support and collaboration where you can earn an income, and it's all by enriching lives. So it's incredibly wonderful. We have found our joy. We're sharing it with other people, and we invite you to explore what works for you. And I'm going to invite Bob to unmute himself, and then he and Suzanne are going to have a conversation.
Well, hello, Bob. I am so happy to have you with us today. You certainly have found your joy.
Yeah, this all sounds good. Where do I sign up?
Well, Bob, I think you already have. So, you know, to kind of bring everyone else up to speed, since I know a bit about you, I know, first of all, that you're a wonderful man, a wonderful husband, father and grandfather, and you have a pretty cool wife that's been floating back and forth behind you. There she is too. And so could you first share with us what your introduction to Nikken was?
Well, it's quite interesting, really, because I think things happen for a reason. And several years ago, well, we've been in Nikken 11 years now, this July, and my wife wanted to play golf. I had retired and was playing a lot of golf, and she had kind of dabbled with it a little bit and thought she'd really like to do that. So I said, well, if you're going to do this, you have to take lessons. So I signed her up with one of the best golf coaches in Northeastern Ohio to take lessons. And lo and behold, a couple of weeks before the lessons were supposed to start, I never heard anything from him. So I started tracking him down. Here I found out that he had broken his leg, wasn't given any lessons. So what are we going to do? So we started looking for somebody else, and I found somebody local that was giving lessons. And he actually was a golf instructor, plus he was a Nikken consultant. So my wife was having a few challenges with her wrists and hands, and he introduced her to some of the energy products and what the doctor was trying to do for 2 years to correct. He corrected in about 10 days. Now she still has the problem and still uses the product, but it's very good. So, you know, maybe fate, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason that guy broke his legs, so we could be introduced to Nikken. I don't know. But and then that just led us on to other things, because further down the road, I developed some challenges, and we were already using some of the products. And my wife didn't like what the doctor was telling us about my diagnosis, and so we put them, at this time we were still customers, and we kind of just looked a little deeper into this and started using a few more of the products, and lo and behold, about a year and a half later, the challenges that my doctor wanted to wait and see to develop went away. So we figured if it's good enough for us, we need to share this with other people. And so that's what we've been doing. You know, we help people discover a better way of life and provide them the means to make it their own.
That's beautiful, Bob. Now, what was your background, your career? Or are you still working?
Yeah, I'm still working at Nikken. I had a very diverse background. I was a machinist, tool, and die maker. Did that for several years, and then when vocational education took a big step forward in the state of Ohio, I became a vocational machine shop instructor. And while I was doing that, I started my own little machine shop, so my son would have a summer job. We could make some money for his college expenses. And then the teaching job kind of went by the wayside because of funding in the state of Ohio. So I went back into the industry, and I was a plant supervisor, I was an inspector, I was a tool application engineer, I was a factory rep. So I had many jobs. And every time I changed jobs, it was for the better, it was for more money. The only problem with it was I didn't have time to spend it. So that's the nice thing about Nikken. You know, people are starting to talk about Sue and I because we're always on vacation, we're either fishing or we're doing something. But that's the beauty of this business. We can take it with us wherever we go. And,
so I hear you're saying that you have the time to enjoy being together, and you also have the good health, because a lot of people don't have both. Is that true?
That's true. I do have the good health, and well, my wife and I have improved our health, and we tell people that. You know, most people don't believe how old I am and I don't tell people. I let them guess. But we are very healthy. We're very vibrant. We do a lot of things. We got many grandchildren. We got a little 3-year-old that runs us wild. So yeah, so it's been very good. So, and one of the nice things about it, you know, I never thought in my wildest dream that I would go into business and go in business with my wife. It's not just you know, but I tell you what, it's been a pure joy. We just have so much fun doing what we do. Make some mistakes, but we learn from them. And, you know, I sent her out tonight to a networking thing, and she did her job. She come back with a prospect. So it's the connection. So that's good.
And that's
Her evaluation would go good this month. So.
And that's great that you can do this business either, you know, by yourself, or if you have a life partner, you can do that too. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I do know how old you are. And when I did find out how old you were, I was shocked, because I've said to many people that people in this business seem to have found the fountain of youth. And I do think a lot of it is that we're getting that good restful sleep, we're drinking water, we're doing all these products, we're utilizing these products that we talked about. I don't know if you'd like to share that wonderful young age that you're at right now, Bob.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, really.
Well, I'll let you do the math. November 18th, 1936.
Not too shabby.
So don't tell you, I never told you my age. I just told you when I was born. So
That's right.
I'll be 81 on this coming November. So that is pretty good. You know, my goal is to live to be 100. That's a worthy goal. Only got 19 more years to go, but we're moving in that direction. And I want them to be healthy years, which they are. You know. Mm-hmm. And like our mentor says, you always have to think positive. So, you know, of course he thinks with a Southern accent, and I don't. So,
so is there words of wisdom that you might be able to close this out with for us, to share a couple of things that have really hit home for you, and how you might, if there's someone here that's listening either now, live, or as we share this with other people, something that caught your eye, or something that you've learned now that you wish you had either looked at this earlier, or to just have people really take a serious look?
Well, yeah, there is, and it's something I've been listening to a gentleman on YouTube. His name is Simon Sinek, Sineik, I think, and I've been listening to this YouTube video over and over and over, and it's in my mind. In fact, I'm going to teach a lesson on it in a couple of weeks to a networking group. But the gist of the thing is that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And I think that this is one thing that's been missing, is most people, we all know the products, we know what they do, but why do we do it? And I think that this is a message that we all have to propel to people, you know, prospects, is why we do what we do, and not what we do and how we do it. You know, this has been, I mean, a lot of our trainings, you know, product, how to demonstrate this and how to do that, but they'll, you know, and I think that a lot of our customers now, there's something that maybe some people catch on to right away, and others takes a while. You know, we have people that we presented to several years ago, and they'll say, "Are you guys still doing what you're doing?" Yeah, and it's been really good for us, health-wise, financial-wise, time freedom-wise. It's been good for our family. It's been good for society. Sue and I are both involved very deeply in community projects and things like that. So it's just been good all the way around.
Well, I'm very grateful.
I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. You really did. I think that was beautifully said, and missing in a lot of people and what they do and how they spend their days. And I'm very grateful to have met you and Sue through this business, because otherwise we would have never met.
Oh, yeah. And this is, I mean, Sue and I, we talk about this all the time, you know, all the people we met and all the quality people. It's really nice people to hang around with, you know. we're serious about what we do. We have fun. And, we can sit out and have a glass of wine or drink a cold beer or get serious about helping somebody and, do 3 ways and things